22,895 career receiving yards. Jerry Rice's career receiving yards total is one of those records that feels like it was written in stone. With 22,895 yards, he's more than 5,000 yards ahead of second place, which is basically a full career for most receivers. Rice didn't just play long, he dominated for 2 decades, putting up numbers even when his QBs weren't Hall of Famers. For context, a yards goblin like Julio Jones only has 13,703 career yards, basically half of Rice's total. In today's NFL, where receivers change teams more often than socks and offensive schemes spread the ball around like turkey at Thanksgiving dinner, no one's catching this record anytime soon. 18,355 career rushing yards. Emmitt Smith racked up 18,355 rushing yards over 15 seasons, a stretch of production that required both elite skill and an iron body. What makes this especially unbreakable is how the modern game has shifted. Running backs are now committee members, not workhorses. So the days of giving a guy 300 plus carries a season for over a decade are gone. And with an average running back career being around 3 years, asking for 10 consecutive seasons of 2024 Saquon Barkley seems basically impossible. 297 consecutive starts at quarterback. Playing quarterback in the NFL is like being in a car crash every Sunday. And Brett Favre somehow did it 297 times in a row. He played through broken bones, sprains, and maybe even common sense. In today's world of concussion protocols and load management, teams are more likely to bench players for sneezing too hard. And with how productive teams are now, no QB is touching this record unless they're made of titanium. 7 Super Bowl wins. Tom Brady didn't just beat the game, he speed ran it on nightmare mode. With 7 Super Bowl rings, he's got more than any single franchise in NFL history. Sustained success like that in today's era of salary caps, free agency, and freak injuries is borderline impossible. You can have a great quarterback, coach, and team, but to win 7 rings, that's dynasty level dominance we'll probably never see again. 347 career coaching wins. Don Shula didn't just win games. He stacked them like diner pancakes for 33 seasons. With 347 victories, including 328 in the regular season, he's the winningest coach in NFL history. These days, head coaches get fired faster than reality TV contestants. And with shorter leashes and less time to build programs, it's hard to imagine anyone sticking around long enough or winning enough to catch him. Unless Bill Belichick returns to the NFL to get 15 more wins. 14 interceptions in a single season. In 1952, rookie Night Train Lane snagged 14 interceptions, and we're still waiting for someone to even tie it. Modern offenses are smarter, QBs are more careful, and defensive backs just don't get that many chances anymore. With offenses spreading the ball around more and defenders subbing in and out like hockey lines, one guy dominating like that again is a stretch. Lane's season was the football version of catching lightning in a bottle, and the closest anyone has come in the last 2 decades is Trevon Diggs in 2021 with only 11. 40 points in a single game. Ernie Nevers scored 40 points in one game in 1929, 6 touchdowns and 4 extra points, all by himself. That's more than some teams score in a month. Nowadays, kickers kick, runners run, and it's a rare unicorn who even scores 3 touchdowns in a game. For one guy to do it all and rack up 40 is a throwback to when players didn't have positions, they just had jobs. Score or go home. 81 career interceptions. Paul Krause turned being on the right place at the right time into an art form, finishing with a ridiculous 81 interceptions. In today's game, quarterbacks are coached to avoid mistakes, and defenses are designed more around zone coverage and limiting yards after the catch than ball hawking. Interceptions are also shared among more specialized DBs and sub packages. But to get 81 picks, you need a long career, elite skills, and a time machine back to the 70s. 26 seasons played. George Blanda played professional football for 26 seasons, which is basically 3 NFL careers duct taped together. He played as both a quarterback and a kicker, which helped, but that kind of longevity is unheard of. Most players are lucky to get 5 solid years before their bodies give out. So to survive the NFL for a quarter of a century is the stuff of football folklore. 7 sacks in a single game. Derek Thomas was a nightmare for quarterbacks, and in 1990, he delivered a career's worth of trauma in one afternoon. 7 sacks in a single game. Even the best pass rushers today rarely get more than 3 or 4. And with modern offenses getting the ball out in under 2.5 seconds and protections being smarter than ever, it's tough to even get close. You need speed, skill, and a quarterback who's allergic to throwing the ball, which is why 7 sacks in a single game will probably never happen again. 31 touchdowns in a single season. In 2006, LaDainian Tomlinson made scoring look like a hobby, racking up 31 total touchdowns in one season. He was a dual threat back before that was trendy, and his Chargers offense fed him like he was an all-you-can-eat buffet. With backfields now split and red zone carries often going to QBs or committee backs, nobody's getting that kind of volume anymore. I mean, Tomlinson didn't just break the end zone, he set up a camp in it, and the closest anyone has gotten in recent memory was LeGarrette Blount with 18 touchdowns in 2016, almost 15 shy of LaDainian Tomlinson's record. 149 receptions in a single season. Michael Thomas caught 149 passes in 2019, and while a few players have come close, like Cooper Kupp in 2021 with 145, no one has beaten it. What made it possible was the perfect storm. Drew Brees, a pass-happy offense, and a guy who ran routes like a GPS with legs. Today, teams spread the ball out too much for one guy to dominate the target share like that. And unless a receiver becomes both the wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 2, this record is staying put. 55 passing touchdowns in a single season. In 2013, Peyton Manning cooked defenses all season long, throwing 55 touchdown passes like it was a Madden game on rookie mode. He had a dream team of weapons and an offense that never let off the gas. Even in today's pass-first league, defenses are more specialized and scoring is more evenly distributed. So you need health, firepower, and a coach who doesn't believe in taking his foot off the pedal. So good luck getting even close to this one. 197 career receiving touchdowns. Jerry Rice was so good that defenders probably had PTSD when they retired. With 197 receiving touchdowns, he's nearly 50 ahead of second place. That's not just dominance, that's domination over decades. In today's era where wide receivers switch teams more often and careers are shorter, no one's keeping up that level of red zone production. Perfect season. The 1972 Dolphins did what no one else has done. They went perfect. 14-0 in the regular season, 3-0 in the playoffs, and then Super Bowl champs. Not a single L. Even though the Patriots got really close in 2007, since the Dolphins, teams have only flirted with perfection. In a league built on parity, injuries, and just chaos, perfection feels more like a fantasy than a goal. And this record is likely to last forever. 10 Super Bowl appearances. Just getting to the Super Bowl once is a big deal. Tom Brady did it 10 times. That's nearly 20% of all Super Bowls ever played. He made the biggest stage in sports look like his yearly vacation spot. With how hard it is to just make the playoffs consistently, nobody is matching that record ever. 4 consecutive Super Bowl losses. From 1990 to 1993, the Buffalo Bills made it to 4 straight Super Bowls and lost all of them. It's an oddly impressive feat. So good they kept getting there, but so cursed they could never ever win. Getting to even 2 straight is rare, let alone 4. So for a team to match that heartbreak, it would take elite play and a tragic twist of fate. 26-game losing streak. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers kicked off their franchise history by losing 26 straight games. That's over a season and a half without a single win. Thanks to the draft, free agency, and general embarrassment, the NFL usually helps bad teams bounce back faster, but this level of futility, that is legendary. 73-0 final score. In the 1940 NFL Championship game, the Chicago Bears didn't just win, they obliterated Washington 73-0. It's still the biggest blowout in league history. And even with today's high-scoring offenses, teams tend to pump the brakes when the score gets too lopsided. So a score like that would require one of the best defenses, special teams, and offenses in the league, and would likely spark conspiracy theories, lawsuits, and a 30 for 30 documentary. 589 team points in a single season. The 2007 New England Patriots lit up the scoreboard like it owed them money. With 589 points, they averaged over 36 a game and still lost the Super Bowl. That level of week-to-week dominance across an entire season is so rare. And even in today's offensive explosion era, it took a perfect storm of Brady, Moss, and Belichick to do it. And that storm just has not returned since.